Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've come on to share with you, if you've watched my surprise creation team design project share, you'll see that I've received these beautiful dies, the book dies, and they've got a gorgeous edge on there, and then we've got these ones as well with the straight edge. So I thought I'd do a little project, a tutorial, and then I came up with this little fold flat book style card. So it does fold flat like that, and then it just stands up. The card I've used is so thick I don't really need anything to support it. So on the back I've just popped a little piece of coordinating card so you could write your message on. I've used real dictionary papers, and then I've just made like a little bookmark to go in. The papers do move, but I've glued these ones together just with some glue dots. So that's what we're going to make. I think it's really pretty. Oh, and I've used heat embossing on, and this is tracing paper, not vellum, so it does, you can heat emboss on it as well. So I've got all my pieces, but I've just thought, where's my stamp? There we go. I ordered this stamp the other day just off eBay, and it's a thank you stamp. So that's the stamp I'm going to use. So I'm just going to take my block. We'll do that first, and then I'll tell you the pieces that you will need. Obviously you could only make this if you've got the die, or there are other dies on the market similar to this one as well, so you may already have a book style die. So I'm using Versamark, and I'm going to use this Thanks. So I'm just going to put that on my block. Really have got a little tickle in my throat. So let's just ink up my stamp. There we go. I just want to make sure I get this straight enough. So I'm just pressing that onto the tracing paper, and then I'm just going to choose I'll do this one. That's quite hard, isn't it? We'll try this one. Thanks, and then it's just the tip of the iceberg. Oops. So just inking that up. It's probably really hard to get your head in, actually. Let's see. It's probably a bit skew-whiff, but if you're making yours, just take a little bit more time. If I leave my head right over, I'm going to be right in the camera shot, and we don't want that. So there you go. So it's come out really nice. What I'm going to do is just pause the video because my heat gun is just on the other side of the room, and I'll be back. So I'm back, and there we go. That's all lovely and heat embossed. Probably should have moved the sentiment down a little bit, but it's fine. We'll be okay because you'll see all the nice book writing. So as you can see, it hasn't really warped it. I'm going to leave that to dry. What I did was I held on to the piece like that, and then just really held the heat gun far away, and then it just heats it up. But I just think that's really, really pretty. Thanks is just the tip of the iceberg. So we'll just pop that to one side, and I'm going to bring in, where is it? You have everything organised, and then you can't find a thing when you want it. I just wanted a piece of card. Watch me find it after. Right, so let's get all this lot out of the way, and then bring in the pieces. So I've used, is it this one? So the fourth one from the smallest and the third one are the ones that I've used. I'm sure it is. Yeah. So they're the ones that I've used. And all I did was got my little dictionary pieces and I've just inked them up around the edges using a Stampin' Up! Soft suede ink. So we've done that. Then I've cut the same one out again in a gold foil. And then I've cut the bigger one out in this brown card. I've got my foil piece for the bottom of the main. Well, the main card you're going to need 8 inches by 5. And then I've got my foil piece, which is 4 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then I've got my dictionary piece, which is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And all I'm going to do, this is all I did, because I just took the ink and then, there's mine, I just grabbed a piece of tissue and then we just ink up the edges. You're also going to need a piece of coordinating card to write your message on. And that's going to measure 4 7/8 by 1 7/8. And I'll show you where we're going to put that after. So you just keep on going around the edge until it's inked up how you want it to be. And then because this dictionary paper, it's from a really old dictionary from, I think it's from the 60s. It was my mother-in-law's present years and years ago. So what I'm going to do is take some tape and I'm just going to put some tape along the edge. I'm going to cut this one and not rip it because I don't want to rip the paper. Oops. Never mind, that's gone a bit. Right, and then I'm just going to take my bone folder and run that along. And if you watched a previous video, you will have seen that when I stick my paper on to my layering piece, if you just turn over the corners, and then it will help you line it up, rather than just stick it all down and then you can't get it back off. So I want to make sure now that the border is even, and I think that should be good enough. And then you can stick that down, and then there you go, you've got your nice edge. So if you're like me and have a little trouble using double-sided tape and sticking it down without your project going all over the place, that's a great tip. So on your card base, you want to score on the long side at 2 inches and 4 inches, and you just want to fold it in half, burnish, and then fold that top one in half as well. This card is not quite as thick as the one I used before, but I'm hoping it'll stay down. But that's what we're going for. And that other piece I told you you'll need, which is your 4 7/8 by 1 7/8 strip, is going to go on the back for your message. So we'll just stick that on now. On the back. So that's that piece on the back, and then on the front we can stick our dictionary piece. So make sure your writing is the right way up if you're doing a dictionary piece, same as me. And there you go. So that's the beginning. And then we can just put that to one side, and then we want to attach, I don't want to pop my face in, so you want to attach your, you know, your shiny piece or whichever piece you're going to use. Onto here. So just centralise it. Again, I don't really want to put my face in. That should be okay. I'm going to get the first book page on. So on the first page, just run, this is thin again, so I'm just running a small bead of glue on there, and I'm going to line it up central to this piece, and then just press. And then, because we curled the book pages, which I probably didn't say that, you will get a nice little curve in your page. So all I did to curl the page, because it is really thin paper, so I just took my, folded it in half, gently pressed, did not score, and then just curl it. Okay, like that, and it will give you that folded bowed edge look. Just going to take some foam dots, and on the back I'm just going to put 4 on each corner. So 1, 2 there, and 2 there, and that's going to give us a bit of lift. I got these from the range in the UK for, it was about £1, and you get loads. So again, I'm just going to run a bead of glue down that middle, and then we'll place that over the top, and then just run that along. Then you can come back and take off the backing. You've got to be careful because this is only thin paper, and just raise it a little bit, like so. As you can see, so it just gives the appearance that, you know, of the pages. So then we'll do the next one. And then we'll just do the same thing. And then we'll do that again one more time. I'm just going to take some more. And then another one. Really press them on. And then we'll take our glue again. Bring that back in and just place that one on the top as well. Yeah. And then we'll just remove the backing off, just exactly the same. And you could do this as many times as you want. You don't have to put the foam pads on. You could just leave yours open. So I'm just going to go up one more time. Then take this side off. And then bring that up one more time. Okay, so that's what we've got. There's our little book pages, as you can see. And I think that looks really nice. So then for this one, I didn't crease it, but I do curve it under with my bone folder. So if you did get a little bit of warping when you heat set it, that's okay because it's going to go and sit there anyway. So to stick this down, because it's see-through, I used the back of the writing, and I just placed little bits of glue on the backs. So that's a little tip. There we go. So that's a tip if you want to not see your image, the glue, image. If you don't want to see the glue through, that's a little tip for you. Alright, so now we've got that. And I just think that's really, really pretty. You can see all the pages moving. And I really, really like it. So what you could do, I should have done it in the first place, was just use your, where has it gone? Just use your ink and just ink around the edge here. And actually I did ink the no, what is it? The tracing paper. So I did ink that on my other one. I haven't done here, but it's okay. Then, once you're finished, you can bring back in your card, and then we're just going to line it up on there and stand it up. Okay, you might want to curl those sides a little bit more. So I'm going to put some glue on here, all the way around the edge. And then we can bring in our card, place it down, and then lift the back page up and just squeeze it. And then what I like to do is just go back in, really burnish that, and then squeeze that, and there we go, it does sit flat. So for the last little bit, I used a bit of twine, got a little heart stamp, and that's going to go in the back. So I'm going to need a glue dot for that, I think. Oh, hang on a minute. Moved everything around on the desk, so let me see where I want it to go. So I'm just going to place it on the back page and let it come through about there. So I'm just going to cut this a little bit smaller. Is that going to come through? Maybe I've just done it a bit too small actually. Hang on a minute. 1 minute. Right, yeah, I did cut it a bit too small. So I'm just going to open the back page and stick that on the back and then let that hang on the bottom. So it's like, acts as like a bookmark. You could put a little stopper here, but I do think I don't really need to. So just press that one. I did add a bit of glitter on the side of this one. Yeah, you can see on the edges. Yeah, you can just pick that up. So there we go. That is a little quick and simple book card, and I really, really like that. And it will fold flat, so you can put it in an envelope. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll give it a go. And if you do, links to my Facebook page will be in the description bar below, where you can also share your projects. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. I'm now at 2,000, just over, so yay. See you next time. Bye.